The whole thing with NWA, was it, again, politics that made you leave the group?
Politics. It was a guy named Jerry Heller. It was the whole divide and conquer type thing.
Rap beefs and diss tracks have always pumped pure adrenaline into hip-hop's veins. Every real fan knows these battles go way deeper than clever bars. They're about pride, power, and proving who really runs the game. Take Tupac and Biggie, for example. That wasn't just two rappers trading shots. That was the East Coast and West Coast colliding head-on, a rivalry so explosive it changed the culture forever. And when both legends lost their lives, the whole world felt the fallout. Their feud became the blueprint for what happens when rap beef turns deadly serious. But that was far from the only one. When NWA split and Ice Cube went solo, fans watched a lyrical war unfold that cut deep into the streets. Then came Nas and Jay-Z, a face-off so iconic it split the rap world in two. Tracks like Ether and Takeover didn't just shake the charts, they became hip-hop history. And of course, who can forget Eminem versus Benzino? That wasn't a rap beef, that was a public execution on wax. Eminem made it crystal clear that when he switches into battle mode, there's no surviving that storm. Rap beefs define entire eras. They fuel debates, create legends, and keep the culture burning hot. But let's be real, one wrong move can turn your career into ashes. Sure, a diss track might get you trending, but if you swing at the wrong giant, it might be your last headline ever. Just ask Benzino. His decision to go after Eminem? Career suicide. The man tried to square up with one of the most dangerous pens in the game and got demolished. His name vanished, and the source, once a rap bible, never recovered from that hit. So yeah, most rappers stay far away from drama. But not 50 Cent. That man breathes beef like it's oxygen. He's gone head-to-head with Ja Rule, The Game, Cameron, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, and even Nas. It's wild he's still standing tall after all those wars. But the real curveball? His clash with Lil Wayne. Nobody saw that one coming. This wasn't just about lyrics, it was about ego, dominance, and who really owned the streets at the time. The tension between them had fans glued to every headline, waiting for the next move. And when things finally exploded between 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, it wasn't just messy, it was chaos on a whole new level.
Fuck 2 quarters. Bitch, I pour syrup in that vitamin water. I hope you die ugly in tonight.
What made this feud explode wasn't just the shots fired, it was how unbelievably petty it got. The whole thing started back in 2007, right when Lil Wayne was on top of the world. He wasn't just hot, he was the music scene. Every rapper, singer, and producer wanted a verse from him. If your track had Wayne on it, you were guaranteed a hit. He was unstoppable, dominating charts, airwaves, and every remix in sight. So when 50 Cent stopped by Funkmaster Flex's show that year, of course, the conversation turned to Wayne's takeover. Flex asked what he thought about Wayne's massive run, probably expecting some healthy competition talk or maybe a little respect. And at first, 50 played nice. He gave Wayne props, acknowledging his grind. But come on, this is 50 Cent we're talking about. Compliments never come without a twist. Moments later, he broke into a laugh and tossed out a jab, calling Wayne a __, and saying, why else would he jump on every feature if he wasn't acting like some cheap rapper that works with anyone? That one line flipped the entire mood. It was pure 50, funny, cutting, and disrespectful all at once. And just like that, the temperature in the room changed. Wayne didn't respond right away, though. He stayed calm, quiet, almost like he didn't even hear it. But anyone who knows Wheezy knows silence doesn't mean surrender. Sometimes it means he's just biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment to fire back, and when he does, it's never subtle.
Where you at, Wayne? You the full course meal, Wayne. You awfully quiet. You call him out, well now I'm out. I got my wild chest out. You gotta get past me to get to him. I'm the baby over here. I'm the smallest nigga in my clique. Shady out the motherfucking man, nigga. 3-headed monster. 50.
Later on, it came out that Pimp C had actually pulled Lil Wayne aside and told him straight up, let it go. He warned him that feeding into drama only boosts the one who started it. The louder you react, the more shine they get. And honestly, that was wise advice. It showed Wayne had solid people around him who understood exactly how the industry twists things for attention. Now, 50's comments could have been brushed off as another one of his random jabs, but that's not how he operates. He didn't let it die, he poured gasoline on it. He doubled down, made it clear he wasn't just cracking jokes, he wanted a full-on feud. Then came part-time lover. That's where the tone shifted from playful shade to pure disrespect. In the track, 50 mocked both Wayne and Birdman, throwing slick lines that made everyone's ears perk up. The way he questioned their relationship had the entire hip-hop world buzzing. It was bold, messy, and totally in character for 50, pushing limits just to see who'd react first. By that point, he had sent 2 clear shots straight at Wayne. But Wayne? Still cool as ice. No tweets, no sneak disses, no angry freestyles. Nothing. It was like he was sticking to Pimp C's rulebook, don't feed the chaos. Let the noise fade on its own. Meanwhile, the universe had other plans for Wayne. That same year, he was untouchable, topping charts, owning features, and officially being crowned MTV's #1 rapper on their hottest MCs in the game list. Weezy wasn't just winning, he was dominating. While 50 was throwing shots, Wayne was collecting crowns.
80 out the motherfucking man, nigga. 380 months. 50 M.
But come on, you already know that kind of spotlight doesn't sit well with 50 Cent. The man's built on competition, he can't stand being overlooked. So, watching Wayne crowned as MTV's #1 rapper? Yeah, that lit a fire under him. Not long after, a reporter caught up with 50 for an interview, and that was his moment to stir the pot again. Instead of showing love, he flipped the script completely. He asked the reporter if they could even name the first single off Wayne's last album. The reporter froze, couldn't think of a single title, and 50 pounced on it. He laughed, using that silence as ammo to clown Wayne's credibility, saying he was all hype with no real hits that stuck. Classic 50, slick, sarcastic, and sharp enough to cut with words alone. You'd think a jab like that would finally get Wayne heated. But nope. Wayne stayed cool. When asked about it, he didn't take the bait. Instead, he laughed it off and said, "That's crazy, man. I ain't messing with 50. He too high up there. I can't even deal with none of that." That answer caught everyone off guard. No ego, no smoke, just respect. He completely flipped the energy. Then came the part that really showed who Wayne was. He said, "That's my N though. I respect that. My name came out the homie's mouth. No homo. I respect him. I just took it as a compliment. I'd never go back at 50. That man's a trillionaire. I'm trying to get there, homie. I'm smart. I ain't dumb. Calm. Confident. Real." Wayne didn't just avoid the beef, he outsmarted it. While 50 was trying to drag him into a war of words, Wayne was too focused on building an empire to get distracted. But behind all that composure, everyone could feel it, the tension was simmering, and it was only a matter of time before something finally snapped.
Hey, what's up? Alright, y'all caught me. I was practicing for my new rock and roll.
Wayne didn't let ego take over for a second. Instead, he chose respect. He called 50 a trillionaire in spirit, not about money, but mindset. To him, 50 wasn't just another rapper tossing shade, he was a boss, someone who had already conquered the mountain Wayne was still climbing. And Wayne wasn't about to derail his own momentum chasing a feud that wouldn't pay the bills. It was a smart move, calm, calculated, and straight out of Pimp C's playbook. Stay quiet, stay strategic, keep the money flowing. For a while, it seemed to work. The air lightened, fans relaxed, and everyone assumed the tension had finally cooled off. But come on, this is hip-hop. Peace never stays peaceful for long. Things took a sharp turn in 2008 when a track called Louisiana Animal leaked from Wayne's camp. And it wasn't just any leak, the opening bars had everyone's attention. Listeners started connecting dots, wondering if this was Wayne's subtle way of finally firing back at 50. That's when the real feud began, the moment things truly ignited between the two heavyweights. From that point on, both rappers started trading shots, some obvious, others hidden behind clever lines that kept fans decoding lyrics like detectives. But Wayne wasn't done. He went even further, and what came next left everyone talking. The late, great Pimp C dropped Let's Talk Money, featuring Wayne and T-Pain. On paper, it was just another slick anthem about cash, fame, and success. But if you listened closely, you could hear it, Wayne slipping in a few bars laced with quiet venom. Subtle but unmistakable, aimed right at 50. It wasn't loud or messy. It was strategic. The kind of response that said, I heard you, and I know exactly where to hit back.
We had an interview with Fishy recently, right? And and 50 was talking about the Louisiana record. He said, he should have Wayne should explain it, because I don't know if he leaked it. I don't know if it's recorded before that came out. He said, there's no clarity about that record. You have a response for him on that?
You said it never rained in Southern California? Wow. That's why I didn't see people.
What made it even juicier was the twist. Pimp C, the same man who once told Wayne to steer clear of the beef, now didn't seem to mind him taking a few lyrical swings. Maybe it was loyalty, maybe respect, or maybe he just knew it was time for Wayne to stand his ground. Either way, the message was clear, the gloves were off. It was like Wayne finally said, all right, if 50 wants attention, I'll give him something worth talking about. And he did it the smart way. No yelling, no messy callouts, just smooth, coded bars wrapped in slick wordplay that hit harder the more you listened. It was subtle, elegant, and dangerous all at once. Wayne showed he could clap back without ever breaking his calm. The moment fans caught the line, tell 50, __, the streets knew Wayne had entered the chat. And as you can guess, 50 didn't take that lightly. He went straight into war mode, locked himself in the studio, and came out swinging. By early 2009, he had dropped not one but 2 diss tracks aimed directly at Lil Wayne. No subliminals, no guessing games, just full volume smoke, blasted across radio stations for everyone to hear. But while 50 was firing shots, something else was bubbling in the background. Around 2008, Wayne had reached out to Eminem for a collab. M never responded, which sparked rumors that maybe he was dodging the matchup. When Wayne sat down with DJ Envy and DJ Enough, who went by DJ Mix at the time, he casually said he thought Eminem might be scared to get on the same track with him. That one comment had fans losing their minds. Some laughed, some called it confidence, others said Wayne was poking the bear. Eventually, though, that little spark turned into something iconic. In 2010, Wayne and Eminem finally teamed up for No Love, and the track was pure fire, no beef, just bars. But while that situation cooled off, the flames with 50 kept burning hotter. After dropping his diss tracks, 50 decided to take things beyond the booth. He hopped on YouTube, back when that was still new territory for beefs, and started clowning Wayne in his videos. At the time, he was already going at Rick Ross and DJ Khaled, but he couldn't resist tossing Wayne's name into the mix. The video was pure chaos, wild, funny, and brutal in that trademark 50 Cent way. By then, the drama had turned into a full-blown circus. Every move, every line, every post had fans glued to the saga, wondering who'd fire the next shot.
I said, niggas don't understand lifestyle, the cost of living.
Before diving into his wild rants about Rick Ross and DJ Khaled, 50 had to pull one of his classic troll moves. He grabbed a guitar, strummed a few dramatic notes, and proudly announced that he was working on a rock album. Everyone watching instantly knew what was up. This wasn't about expanding his sound, it was 50 being 50, taking a slick jab at Lil Wayne, who had just dropped news about his own rock-inspired project, Rebirth. It was peak 50 Cent, sarcastic, clever, and straight-up comedy. Meanwhile, for Wayne, the beef was still simmering, even if he kept it cool in public. When interviewers asked him if Louisiana Animal was really aimed at 50, he dodged the question like a pro and switched the topic mid-sentence. Smooth, but definitely suspicious. Then, a little while later, Wayne couldn't resist a bit of quiet trolling of his own. During a video appearance, he picked up a book, flipped through it, stopped right on a page showing 50's face, then smirked and laughed straight into the camera. Subtle? Maybe. Petty? Absolutely. But that's hip-hop, sometimes a smirk says more than a whole diss track. After that, the feud went cold. A full year passed without a single shot fired. Fans started thinking maybe both rappers had finally moved on, that peace had actually settled in. But anyone who knows 50 Cent knows better, he never lets anything go. He always needs the last word. Sure enough, he came back swinging with Love Hate Love, a hard-hitting track that reignited everything. In it, 50 threw one final jab at Wayne, reminding everyone that even when the dust settles, his grudges never really die. The tone was pure 50, daring, taunting, like he was asking, "You trying?" It was his way of testing if Wayne still wanted to play. But Wayne didn't bite. He stayed silent, cool as ever. That quiet, in its own way, was the mic drop moment, the unofficial end to one of hip-hop's pettiest yet most entertaining beefs. For years, fans had watched these two giants trade bars, sneak disses, and viral moments that felt more like chess than war. Now, the energy had finally cooled. Not long after, people started spotting them in the same places, big events, major boxing matches, sometimes just a few seats apart. It was surreal to see, given their history. Then came the shocker. In 2012, after Lil Wayne suffered a serious seizure that had fans genuinely worried, 50 actually sent him well wishes. No sarcasm, no shade, just real respect. It was one of those rare hip-hop moments that showed growth, maturity, and a quiet peace between two icons. But like every peace treaty in rap, it didn't stay quiet forever. Fast forward to 2023, suddenly their names were back in headlines. Reports claimed Lil Wayne stormed out of a 50 Cent concert, and the internet went crazy. Fans instantly assumed the beef was back on. But turns out, the drama wasn't even about 50. Someone from the backstage crew had apparently pushed Wayne while he was trying to get to the stage, not realizing who he was. Big mistake. Wayne got heated, stormed off, and never came back to perform. What could have been a legendary reunion moment turned into another viral misunderstanding. And while all that was happening, 50 had chaos of his own. During the same show, his mic started glitching. In frustration, he tossed it into the crowd, accidentally hitting Power 106 host Brahana Mundane. She immediately went to the police, turning the night into a PR nightmare for him, too. Since then, things between Wayne and 50 have stayed calm, at least on the surface. No more diss tracks, no interviews with hidden shade, just mutual respect from separate lanes. Maybe both finally realize they've got nothing left to prove. Still, fans can't help but wonder, will they ever share a stage again? Or is that chapter officially closed for good? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching, and if you love diving into the chaos of this legendary back and forth between 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your take in the comments. Who do you think really won this feud?